From abandoned daughter to cash cow, my parents' 8-year return demanding $70,000. My parents threw me away on my 18th birthday. 8 years later, they crashed my engagement party demanding money. I'm Lily. I grew up in Seattle with my parents, Tom and Eva. We lived in a tidy house with blue shutters. We never had movie nights, no beach trips, no warm hugs. Mom worked in finance. Dad sold insurance. They kept me fed and clothed, helped with homework when asked. I told myself not every family needs hugs to be good. Lily, we need to talk after dinner, Mom said on my 18th birthday. Her voice sounded strange.
That night, I picked at my birthday dinner. Chinese takeout. My choice. Mom kept checking her watch. Dad scrolled through his phone. "We're selling the house," Dad announced suddenly. I kept chewing, waiting for more. "Your mother and I are moving to Australia," he continued. "We're starting a business there." I swallowed hard. "When do we leave? I should contact colleges about." "We're moving," Mom cut in. "You're not coming." The chopsticks fell from my hand. "What?" "You're 18 now," Dad said, checking stock prices on his phone. "An adult. Time to handle yourself." My voice shrank. "But college. We've been planning." "That's your problem now," Mom said, stacking plates. "To be honest, Lily, you've been expensive. 18 years is enough." Expensive. The word felt like a slap. I sat frozen while they discussed property values over my head. I called Aunt Rachel the next morning. My hands shook. "Lily Bear, what's wrong?" she asked. I told her everything. With each detail, her breathing grew heavier. "Those absolute," she swore loudly. "Pack your things. Come here now." I didn't argue. I threw clothes, photos, and my laptop into a suitcase. Downstairs, my parents discussed real estate agents. They barely glanced up when I dragged my suitcase past them. No goodbye, no questions, nothing. Aunt Rachel waited on her porch when I arrived. She wrapped me in a bear hug and led me inside her small farmhouse. Over hot chocolate, she made a promise. "First, you're going to college," she declared. "I've got savings for exactly this purpose." "I can't take your money." "You're not taking anything," she said, gripping my hand. "And I'm changing my will. This house, my saving site's all yours, Lily. Not a penny to your mother." That evening, we made an agreement. "Let's keep this between us," Aunt Rachel suggested. "No need to tell everyone." I nodded, relieved. I didn't want to explain. College life brought new routines. Morning coffee with Aunt Rachel, classes, study sessions. At family gatherings, relatives praised my independence. "So mature. Moving out right after high school," Uncle Peter would say. Meanwhile, Uncle Jim would always pull me aside, asking if I needed anything. "You sure you're okay, kiddo?" You know my door is always open. I never told him the truth, but his kindness meant everything. My parents had created a fiction, their driven daughter eager to make her own way. It hurt less to let people believe it. Then came the darkest day. Aunt Rachel had been tired for weeks. By the time we realized why, it was too late. The doctor said words like aggressive and terminal. "You're the best thing in my life," she whispered one night, her voice thin but her eyes bright. She died 3 months later, a year before my graduation. Everyone came to the funeral except my parents. Uncle Peter said they couldn't return from Australia on such short notice. Uncle Jim sat beside me through the entire service, his hand steady on my shoulder. I graduated with honors the following year. Aunt Rachel's gift gave me options. I bought an apartment downtown near my new job at Westbrook Financial. I kept her farmhouse and rented it out. I couldn't sell it, but I couldn't live there without her. I met Noah at a coffee shop. He spilled his latte on my portfolio and spent 15 minutes apologizing. His embarrassment made me laugh. One coffee date became dinner. Dinner became weekends together. Noah was genuine, patient, kind. When I finally told him about my parents, he just held me. "You deserved better," he said simply. 14 months after that coffee spill, Noah took me to dinner at our favorite restaurant. He seemed nervous all evening. When dessert arrived, I found a ring beside my cake. "I want to create a real family with you," he said, voice trembling, "full of all the love you should have had." I said yes through happy tears. The next day, I posted a photo online, my hand with the ring, Noah smiling behind me. Forever begins now, I wrote. 3 days later, after 8 years of deafening silence, Mom's name appeared in my inbox. 8 years without a single call, text, or email now, suddenly they were back. Dearest Lily, your father and I just saw your wonderful news. We're thrilled for you. We know we have no right to ask, but we've spent years regretting how we treated you. Not a day passes without thinking of our terrible mistake. We'd love to attend your engagement party to make amends. We understand if you refuse, but we miss you terribly. Love. Mom and Dad. I stared at the screen until the words blurred. When Noah came home, I showed him the message. What do you think? I asked. He read it twice. It's your decision. If they're truly sorry, maybe they deserve a chance. I thought about Aunt Rachel. She'd tell me to follow my heart, but be careful. One chance, I whispered. I wrote back, the party is Saturday at 7 o'clock. Come at 6 o'clock to talk first. Saturday evening, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. Noah kissed my cheek before leaving to check on the catering. At 6 sharp, the doorbell rang. I opened the door to find them standing there, appearing after 8 years of complete silence. Mom wore diamonds. Dad sported an expensive watch. They looked like strangers in designer clothes, clearly not struggling financially. Lily, darling. Mom stepped forward for an awkward hug. We moved to the living room. Dad commented on my furniture. Mom asked about my job. Both acted like distant acquaintances at a cocktail party. Then Dad cleared his throat. Lily, let's be direct. We know about your situation. My stomach tightened. My situation? We know about Rachel's inheritance, Mom said. The house, the savings. Dad leaned forward. The farmhouse is worth $350,000 in today's market, and knowing Rachel, there must be substantial savings too. Get to the point, I said, voice steady. We want $70,000, Dad stated flatly. It's less than we deserve, but we're being reasonable. I stared, speechless. Mom pulled out a calculator. As Rachel's sister, I have inheritance rights. If you refuse, we'll sue for half of everything. You can't be serious. We are, Dad's voice hardened. And if you fight us, we'll make sure everyone knows how you manipulated Rachel. How you turned her against us. I never... What matters is what people believe, Mom interrupted. Do you want your new in-laws hearing about this? The doorbell, Rangerly guests arriving. I need time, I said, standing. Think fast, Dad replied, straightening his tie. They walked out as Noah's parents walked in. I plastered on a smile while my mind raced. The next morning, I sat at my kitchen table staring at my phone. Noah had gone to work, but not before holding me close and whispering, "Whatever you decide, I support you." My hand was steady as I dialed. Mom answered immediately. Have you decided? Yes, I said clearly. I'm not giving you anything. Aunt Rachel made her choice. I'm honoring it. You'll regret this, she hissed and hung up. They moved quickly. That evening my phone exploded with notifications. My parents had posted online, complete with sad-faced emojis, and filtered photos of them looking distressed. Our hearts are breaking, the post read. After losing everything in Australia, we turned to our only daughter for help. But Lily, living in luxury with her wealthy fiancé, refused to help her own parents. We are now homeless, moving between relatives' homes. How did we raise such a heartless child? Within hours, the entire family knew. Messages flooded in. Lily, how could you? They raised you for 18 years. The farmhouse is just sitting with renters. Your own parents should live there. Your aunt would be ashamed of you. Wedding cancellations followed. I can't celebrate while your parents suffer. What kind of person starts a marriage by abandoning family? The final blow came from Uncle Peter. Lily, as an attorney, I'll be representing your parents in their lawsuit regarding Rachel's estate. The law protects siblings' inheritance rights. Expect documentation soon. Reconsider before this gets messy. I sat in my darkened apartment reading the messages. The irony stung. They finally saw me as terrible, but for all the wrong reasons. Noah found me there when he got home, still scrolling through accusations. He took one look at my face and pulled me close. That night, I opened my laptop and began typing. I've stayed silent for 8 years about what happened between my parents and me. I let everyone believe their version because the truth hurt too much, but now I have no choice. On my 18th birthday, my parents told me they were selling our house and moving to Australia. They said I wouldn't be coming with them. "You've been expensive for 18 years, my mother said. That's enough." They refused to help with college, refused any support. I didn't choose independence as they claimed. I was abandoned. Aunt Rachel took me in that night. She gave me a home, paid for my education, and showed me what love means. Now my parents demand $80,000 and threaten to sue for half of Aunt Rachel's inheritance. They'll destroy my reputation if I refuse. My hands shook as I uploaded the video file. Aunt Rachel's face filled the screen. She sat in her hospital bed, her lawyer visible beside her. "Eva," she began, addressing my mother directly. "If you're watching this, you're trying to take what I left to Lily. I knew you would. I, Rachel Ann Wilson, being of sound mind, am recording this message with my attorney present. I want to state why I've left everything to my niece, Lily. 8 years ago, you and Tom discarded your child like garbage. You refused to support her education, called her expensive. Your own daughter. Lily never told anyone what you did. She protected your reputation while you abandoned her. I'm leaving my house, savings, and belongings to Lily, not because she manipulated me, as you'll claim, but because she showed more character in her pain than you've shown in your life. This is my final decision, made with full capacity and witnessed by my lawyer. Lily is my sole heir." The video ended with her lawyer confirming the date and circumstances. I added one final line. "I've kept this private for years, but with my parents threatening legal action and spreading lies, I must share the truth. I'm sorry you had to learn this way." I clicked post. Responses flooded in within minutes. Uncle Peter called first. "Lily, I had no idea. I'm withdrawing from the case immediately." Uncle Jim called next, his voice shaking with anger. "Why didn't you tell me what happened? I would have helped you. Those absolute... I'm coming to the wedding and I'm walking you down the aisle if you'll let me." The family group chat exploded with shock, support, and apologies. "I feel horrible about judging you without knowing the truth. Please tell me it's not too late to attend your wedding." One by one, all cancellations reversed. Relatives who'd condemned me now reached out with heartfelt apologies. "Your place card will be waiting," I told each one. "No hard feelings." Through family gossip, I heard bits about my parents. They'd moved in with old college friends. Mom was doing bookkeeping work. Dad took whatever sales jobs appeared. Part of me expected guilt about exposing them. But sitting in my apartment the night before my wedding, looking at Aunt Rachel's photo, I felt only peace. "You were right," I whispered to her picture. The truth did set me free. Noah found me there and wrapped his arms around me. "Any regrets?" he asked softly. I thought about the terrified 18-year-old packing in silence, about the aunt who saved me with her love, about the woman I'd become, stronger now but no longer carrying others' lies. "Not one," I replied, meaning it. "Tomorrow I'll walk down the aisle surrounded by people who know me. They'll see both my scars and my strength. My parents won't attend. The empty seats won't matter. I have everything I need: love, truth, and finally, peace." Some might call me heartless for cutting out my parents. But I've learned that real family isn't about obligation. It's about love, support, and truth. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is let go.